Hey guys, Matt here. So this video is in response to a question from one of you guys. One of you guys had asked me my opinion on Patrick Gruber. Patrick Gruber is the CEO of Gevo. If you don't know, he's been the CEO since 2007. My opinion on how well he's been paid. So we're gonna jump straight into that and talk about it. Now, before I do this, I want to show you. Now, I'm gonna use Salary.com as my source for all this. Salary.com has the average CEO salary in the United States as $790,000. That is how well paid the average CEO in the US is paid. Now, I also know that, for example, I think we have Hylian CEO. I think he's paid $500K a year. Don't quote me on that. I also know the CEO of Galaxy is a penny stock, was also paid around $500K a year. So I want you to keep that in mind while we go into Patrick Gruber's salary. According to Salary.com, Patrick Gruber in the year as of 2020, the 2021 numbers haven't come out yet, but this should be fine. Patrick Gruber's base pay was $466,667. Now, as far as base pay goes, I have no problem with that. He is below the median. I think that is fair for a company of that size. I have no problems with that at all. However, we're going to talk about the bonus and the stock awards, because that's probably what the person who asked me in the comments was thinking of when they asked me in the comments. So $250,000 as far as the bonus, and $793,000 as stock-based compensation. How do I feel about that? Now, let's tackle the bonus first. Now, in my opinion, for most of the people in the company, it may be applicable to the CEO himself, I can understand the need to keep talent, right? Because, Patrick is not running the company by himself. He relies on talent, and he needs to keep that talent well paid and keep them from quitting and joining competitors. So I understand that when, applied to his subordinates and stuff like that. But as far as a bonus, it really depends on his, how well the stock is doing. And honestly, we know how well the stock is done. Now, I love Patrick. Based on what I read about him, he's a very good presenter. I think he knows what he's talking about. Like, when he nerds out over renewable energy, like, I'm not an expert in the field, and from my not expert point of view, he sounds like he knows what he's talking about. And he's gotten the company from a very, very terrible start in the 2010s to a place where it's about to start making real money. But we're not talking about the future. We're talking about now. Now, I want to go over his salary from 2015, because I think that's going to paint a good light on this. So in 2015, his compensation was $500,000, okay? And then his bonus was $250,000. That's his bonus. Now, let's take a look at... Now, I'm picking 2015 for a reason. Since 2015, that was when the first reverse stock split. Now, the 1-for-15 reverse stock split was done in order to make sure that Gevo was in danger of falling off the NASDAQ. And Gevo had to do that in order to stay on the NASDAQ and keep from becoming a penny stock. So let's take a look at 2015, the stock in 2015. So let's go from right here. And let's go to 2016. So if we go over here, from a year, now this includes the stock split. So on a stock adjusted basis, Gevo had lost 90% of his value. I guess Patrick controls the salary. I guess technically there's a board of directors, but Patrick was awarded $250,000 as a bonus, and $213,000.3 as stock awards. So yeah, and here it is in 2019. 2019, we got $500,000 base pay, $849,000 in stock awards. Okay, yeah. In my opinion, if they're based in I understand their need to keep Patrick as a CEO and keep him from going to other, rival companies and stuff. But in my opinion, yeah, $250,000, well, $205,000 here. Yeah, that's probably, I think that's too much because especially if you base it off of performance. And the stock, I can understand that because getting stock also depends on it forces the recipient to really care about the value of the stock because that amount, it depends on what price that amount it goes in. But I mean, as the stock rises and falls over the years, yeah, that amount will go up or go up or down. So yes, to answer the question, yes, I think he's overpaid. I think he's been overpaid, especially if you consider the price, how he's being paid compared to the stock performance, and as a public company that kind of matters, right? Now, having said that, how do I feel about it? Now, yeah, he's overpaid, but guess what? I mean, most CEOs are going to overpay themselves. I don't think that's a good thing. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's a fact of life when you're dealing with these, with the executives, right? So, as much as I think he is overpaid, if ultimately he makes me money, it's water under the table. He can overpay himself all he wants to, as long as his plan goes through and the stock price goes up. Now, in 2015, when the stock price, plummeted 90% from 2015 to 2016, okay, yeah, absolutely, terrible. But as of right now, if he makes me money, okay, what CEO doesn't overpay themselves, right? As long as Gevo makes me money at the end of the day, we're good. But anyways, take care, have a great day, and eat your vegetables.